What's happening, everybody? Happy Friday to you. John Hendricks coming at you with another episode of The Drive here on Boot Crew Media. Look, Friday, big day for the Saints, obviously, and they made another restructure this time with Tyrann Mathieu's contract, freeing up just over $4.5 million in salary cap space. Kind of been the MO for this team. And so, look, between five players now, they've created about $31 million in salary cap space. You got Marcus May, Eric McCoy. You tinkered the contract of Will Lutz, and then now you got Tyrann Mathieu, and then obviously Ryan Ramczyk being the other domino to fall. And look, the Saints are still about $30 to $31 million over the cap right now, because you got to factor in some of that dead money that's going to be coming on. It's only about 5 million, so that's kind of where some of that money is a little bit off when you see somebody say, "Oh, it's 25 million versus 31 million dollars." And so, look, we're not surprised here. Mathieu obviously signed a 3-year, $28.3 million deal with the Saints last offseason in free agency. Some wiggle room there, some tinkering that can be done. And look, he had a killer back half of the season. Started a little bit slow, but really found his groove and was really a huge difference maker in the Saints defense, and would expect the same thing this season going forward. So, look, the Saints are going to continue to chip away at this deficit and obviously create some space, because they're going to have some money for free agency, going to have some money for the draft class. All those types of things are going to matter for them. And look, there's other contracts they could look at to do some more restructuring. Cam Jordan, Marshawn Lattimore. They could look at Taysom Hill's contract. There's different areas and avenues that they still can proceed before the new league season that starts on March 15th. So about a little bit over 3 weeks away. So it's coming sooner rather than later. And obviously Combine's a big week next week, and a lot of stuff for the draft, and being able to talk to guys like Mickey Loomis is what we anticipate and such. And so we'll get some more insight on some things. But look, the other piece of news that's relevant to the Saints that dropped is that there is a reported multi-year contract extension coming for Tanoh Kpassagnon, defensive end. And look, it's in the works right now. Nothing's been signed, but it is something that the team is working towards. Kpassagnon has been with the team the past couple of seasons. Him and Marcus Davenport were set to be free agents. The Saints do have other guys on the roster going into next season, like Cam Jordan, Carl Granderson, and such. And Peyton Turner. It's going to be a big year for him. He's got to stay healthy. But look, I don't think, even if they did Kpassagnon back in the mix, doesn't necessarily mean anything for Davenport's future. But I would expect Kpassagnon to have a little bit more of a role going forward. This is a guy who appeared in 15 games last season, started in a good bit of them because of injuries and such. And look, I think he can be a difference maker. He had 6 sacks with the Saints over his past 2 seasons. And look, seeing more of him is not a bad thing for this team. Ryan Nielsen's no longer in the equation. So I don't know, we often talked about it, that the Saints use a really rotational approach. And so maybe there's a plan there that remains to be seen. But New Orleans taking care of some of their own. That's something that, you would love to see ahead of free agency, so that these guys don't hit the market. Other guys like Caden Ellis, talked to Boot Crew Media the other day, that could be also coming. So obviously pay attention to stuff that's going to drop. Those are 2 big items for today. Have a good weekend, guys. We'll talk at you hopefully next week at the Scouting Combine. John Hendricks signing out. Don't forget to use that code BOOT to get your chance for some free promo money. Thanks.